Hello everybody. In today's lesson, we'll be learning how to play the piano. Before we begin, we need to familiarize ourselves with the instrument. As you can see, the piano has both black and white keys. Now most of us are Ver, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We're sticking strictly to the white keys. We can ignore the black keys for now. Which specific notes do we need to focus on among the white keys? We can use the black keys to find the white keys. The black keys have a very clear layout. It's always 2, 3, 2, 3. Je like that. Don't look at the 3s, just look at the 2s. Every white key on the left of these two black keys is a do. Takaluk. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Look, another do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Look, another do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Look, another do. This is how we locate the starting note. That right there is our do. Next, let's see how many do's we have in total on the piano. Let's start from the very left in the bass section.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's actually one more do right at the end. Go ahead and try to deduce its position. It's just because this group only has one single note. It's not like the others where you have a full set of 7. But also, don't forget to include that 8th do. So, that gives us 7 full octaves. Now, the 4th group is right in the middle of the keyboard. This is where we get our usual dito, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. This is the exact set we're looking at here. Let's move on to the fingerings. I'll show you exactly which finger goes where. First, shape your hand like this. Imagine you're holding a small ball. Imagine you're holding a small apple or an orange. Keep that space under your palm nice and open. Or, even easier, try cupping your right hand with your left, like it's wrapped around a fist. See that space in your palm? That's exactly what we want. Place your hand on the keys, 1 finger per key. Make sure each finger has its own little home on the keyboard. Make sure all 3 rows of knuckles are in an arched position. First, this row of knuckles is arched and sticking out. Then, the second row of joints, this one is also popped up. This last row of joints, right here by your fingertips, also needs to be protruding. We want all 3 rows firm and strong, but if you lâche. By keeping your knuckles arched like this, you've got the correct finger technique. Now that our hand is in the right shape, let's try playing the keys one by one. There are 2 ways to play. The first one is called the high finger technique. Basically, it's just lifting our fingers as high as possible before we hit the keys. All right, finger 1, dot lift, strike 2, and next one, finger 2, same movement, lift, strike, re, and release, finger 3. Hey. Now, the 4th finger is a bit tricky because it's closely linked to the 5th finger. You might feel like you can't lift it high enough. If that happens, just lift the 5th finger up with it. That's perfectly okay. Ready? Lift, fa. Moving to the 5th finger now. Prepare, le, sol. We've reached the top. Now, let's head back down. Ready? 5th finger to the lift, that's so. For the 4th one, feel free to let the 5th finger help out. Lift them both up, fa. Let's keep going down. 3rd finger, dot mi. 2nd finger, dot re. And to finish, the 1st finger, do. And we're back. Great job with the right hand. Now, let's switch over and give the left hand a go. We'll follow the same steps as before. Now, for the left hand, place your 5th finger right on the do of this group. Make sure you've got that nice rounded shape ready. Make sure each finger matches up with its own key. Starting with the 5th finger, let's play our first note. Do. Moving to re, let's lift the 4th and 5th fingers together, this time re. Moving to the 3rd finger now. Prepare, mi. Moving to the 4th one, which is fa. One last lift for the thumb. Sol. Now, for the return trip. Ça marche before, down. Sol. Fa. Mi. Now, Lift these two fingers to gather the fourth and the fifth ready. 3, 2. This concludes our first fingering method, the high finger technique. However, for those just starting out, it might feel slightly demanding. Moving on to our second technique, which is slightly less demanding than the first. Let's see how it's performed. The second technique is called finger drop. As the name suggests, you just let your finger fall, position ni sans dizzy. First things first, let's get our hand shape ready. We'll start with the right hand. Once they're all set, lift your entire wrist and arm together, like they're floating. Ready. Let the arm weight go. 2. Good. Now float back up, En drop. 3. Float up again, and let it fall onto me. Good. 4. Up and drop. So, right. The finger drop is much simpler and easier than the high lift. The same rules apply for the way back down. Alright, let's switch to the left hand and go in reverse. It's exactly the same. Watch your hand shape. Make sure all 3 rows of joints are protruding and firm, no collapsed fingers. Ready? D'enlever si wrong. It should always stay arched and firm, like a little bridge. Fingers in position. Good. Fin G drop. Same thing. Going back, lift and drop. Now that we've got the theory down, let's put it into practice. Next, let's put everything we've learned into practice. We're going to use a very famous piece, Beethoven's Ode to Joy, to show you how it's done. Let's start with the first 4 bars. Ready? Now, let's move on to part 2. It's very similar to the first. And now, moving on to part 3. Moving on to our very last line. And that's a wrap for the right hand. You've got the notes down. Now, let's move over and breathe some soul into the left hand. Now, here's the secret. We only need to add 1 single note with the left hand to accompany this entire song. It's that simple. Ready? Have a listen to how it transforms the music. Alright, did everyone get all that? If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. See you next time.